made. So let's take an example. We'll take Cecilia. Cecilia? Hi. So Cecilia is a God-fearing, good Christian woman. She gets up one morning. She's heading out to church. She has her Bible in one hand, and she's passing on the way to church Sunday morning. She passes Ethan's residence. Ethan, if you think I'm picking on you, it's only because I know you have a good sense of humor. Okay? And she passes Ethan's residence. She has a very warm spot in her heart for Ethan. And she figures she's on her way to church. Why not invite Ethan to join her on this solemn Sunday morning? And she approaches his house. The curtains are drawn, the shades are down, the Venetian blinds are shut. We got curtains, shades, and Venetian blinds. He has 3 layers, so to speak, of protection. And then she suddenly hears these strange noises emanating from what is apparently Ethan's living room. And she then takes a peek. She manages, I don't know how, but Cecilia is a very resourceful woman. She takes a peek into the living room and she sees this appalling sight. A sight that fills her with such horror, dread, and disgust. It's the sight of Ethan sodomizing a goat. Yes. Yes. It's that appalling. It is that appalling. And at this point, she sees no alternative. Given her sense of rectitude, that means righteousness, she smashes the window, goes into the living room, and she says, "Ethan, what are you doing? I am so shocked. I am so appalled. I am disgusted and disgraced, humiliated, and mortified by what you're carrying on." And she then takes out her Bible to show that sodomy is a wrongful act, let's call it that. And then, as it happens, she has her Bible in one hand, but she also has a crowbar in the other hand, and she proceeds to try to separate Ethan from the goat. Hey, you didn't understand the passage, so I'm trying to clarify with a vivid example. And at that point, Ethan, who is not himself unprepared for the occasion, he takes out his copy of Mill, he turns to page 18 of the Gutenberg version, and he says, "Cecilia, the only purpose for which power can be rightfully exercised over any member of a civilized community against his will is to prevent harm to others. His own good, either physical or moral, is not a sufficient warrant." Cecilia, whatever you might think about the propriety, the morality, and even the physicality of the act, well, finish it for me. What's Mill saying there? Somebody, Ethan?
It's saying that whatever you might think of it, it doesn't matter, right? It still doesn't give you any right to interfere.
Who's to say it's not good for us?
You do not have the right on the ground that you think it's in his interest, his own good, whether it be his physical good or his moral good. You have no right to intervene. Sufficient warrant means it's not sufficient grounds for you to intervene. you do not have sufficient warrant, sufficient grounds to intervene because you think it's in his own good. And yes,
What about the poor unwilling goat?
we assume we assume that the goat is having the time of his life. Whatever, I don't know. So, I was very, you know, I believe in animal rights too. That was very generous of you, taking that into account. You have no right to interfere in somebody else's liberty on the basis that, in your opinion, it's in that other person's good.